Hey there, fellow design enthusiasts! Let's talk about one of my favorite ways to add personality to a room, the accent wall. You know those blank canvases just begging for a little something extra? An accent wall is your answer. It's like adding a statement piece of jewelry to your favorite outfit. It draws the eye, creates a focal point, and instantly injects character into your space. What's great about accent walls is their versatility. You can go bold with a vibrant color, get cozy with a textured finish, or add a touch of rustic charm with reclaimed wood. The possibilities are endless. And the best part? Creating an accent wall is a project you can totally tackle yourself. Trust me, the sense of accomplishment is worth every drop of paint. So, are you ready to unleash your inner DIY and transform your room with an accent wall? Let's dive into the fun part, planning your masterpiece. Choosing the right wall and style is like laying the foundation for your accent wall masterpiece. First things first, let's talk about picking the perfect wall. You want one that naturally draws your eye when you enter the room. Think about the wall that's behind your bed, sofa, or fireplace. These are all great contenders. Now for the fun part, choosing your style. Are you drawn to cozy farmhouse vibes? Shiplap or board and batten could be your new best friend. Dreaming of a modern, sleek look, geometric patterns or metallic finishes might be more your speed. Or maybe you're all about that classic elegance. Consider wainscoting or a bold, contrasting paint color. Remember, this is your chance to let your personality shine through. Don't be afraid to browse Pinterest, flip through magazines, or even take a stroll around your neighborhood for inspiration. Once you've got a vision in mind, it's time to gather your materials and get ready for the transformation to begin. All right, friends, before we get to the fun part, the painting, we need to lay the groundwork for a flawless finish. Think of it like prepping a canvas before you create a masterpiece. Start by giving your wall a good cleaning with a damp cloth and mild detergent. You want to remove any dust, cobwebs, or greasy fingerprints that might interfere with the paint adhering properly. Next, inspect your wall for any imperfections. Do you see any cracks, holes, or nail pops? No worries, these are easy fixes. Grab some spackle and a putty knife and fill in those blemishes. Once the spackle is dry, sand it down until it's smooth and flush with the wall. Trust me, taking the time to prep your wall properly will make a world of difference in the final result. Now let's talk about protecting your surroundings. Use painter's tape to mask off the trim, ceiling, and any other areas you don't want to get paint on. Lay down drop cloths to protect your floors from drips and splatters. With a clean, repaired, and protected workspace, you're ready to move on to the next exciting step. Adding molding or paneling is like giving your accent wall a little something extra. It's the perfect way to create visual interest and depth. Plus, it's easier than you might think. For a touch of classic charm, consider adding wainscoting to the lower portion of your wall. Measure and mark your desired height, then use a level to draw a straight line across the wall. Install your wainscoting panels according to the manufacturer's instructions. If you're going for a modern farmhouse look, shiplap is your new best friend. You can find pre-made shiplap panels at most home improvement stores, or you can DIY it with some plywood and a table saw. Install the shiplap horizontally, starting at the bottom of the wall and working your way up, using a nail gun to secure each panel. And don't forget about the power of molding. Adding simple trim pieces around the perimeter of your accent wall, or creating a grid pattern with thin strips of molding can instantly elevate the look. Priming your wall is a crucial step, especially if you're working with a dark or bold paint color. Primer acts as a base coat, helping the paint to adhere better and preventing it from being absorbed into the wall. This ensures a smoother, more even finish and helps your paint color look its best. When choosing a primer, consider the type of paint you'll be using and the condition of your wall. For most projects, a good quality latex primer will do the trick. If you're painting over a dark color, you might want to use a tinted primer that's close to your final paint color for better coverage. Using a paint roller, apply the primer evenly to the entire surface of your accent wall. Let it dry completely according to the manufacturer's instructions before moving on to the next step. This usually takes a few hours, but it's worth the wait for a flawless finish. All right, friends, this is it, the moment you've been waiting for. It's time to grab your paintbrush and let your creativity flow. But before you dive in, let's talk about some painting techniques that will help you achieve a professional-looking finish. First, make sure your room is well ventilated by opening windows and doors. This will help the paint dry faster and prevent fumes from building up. Next, Use a high-quality paintbrush or roller designed for the type of paint you're using. Cheap brushes can leave streaks and shed bristles, so it's worth investing in a good one. Start by cutting in around the edges of your accent wall with a brush, creating a clean line where the wall meets the ceiling, trim, and adjacent walls. Then use a roller to fill in the rest of the wall, working in smooth, even strokes. Apply 2 coats of paint, allowing ample drying time between each coat. Congratulations, you did it! Your accent wall is painted and looking fabulous. Now it's time for the grand reveal, removing the painter's tape. Wait until the paint is completely dry, then carefully peel away the tape at a 45-degree angle. If you notice any paint that bled under the tape, don't fret. Now's the time to do your touch-ups. Using a small brush and a steady hand, carefully touch up any areas where the paint needs a little extra love. This might include spots where the tape pulled off some paint or areas where the coverage isn't quite perfect. Remember, patience is key here. Once your touch-ups are dry, step back and admire your handiwork. You've successfully transformed your room with a beautiful accent wall, and you did it all by yourself. You know I love sharing my best DIY tips and tricks. Here are a few more to help you achieve accent wall perfection. First, sample your paint colors. Before you commit to a full gallon, buy a few sample sizes of your favorite shades and paint them on a small section of your wall. This will give you a chance to see how the colors look in different lighting conditions throughout the day. Next, invest in quality tools. A good paintbrush, roller, and painter's tape can make a world of difference in the final result. Trust me, it's worth spending a little extra for tools that will make your life easier and give you a more professional-looking finish. Also, don't rush the drying process. Patience is key when it comes to painting. Allow ample drying time between coats of paint and before removing the painter's tape. Rushing the process can lead to smudges, peeling paint, and other frustrating mishaps. And finally, don't be afraid to ask for help. If you're feeling overwhelmed or unsure about a particular step, don't hesitate to ask for help from a friend, family member, or your local home improvement store. Remember, DIY is all about having fun and expressing your creativity. So relax, enjoy the process, and don't be afraid to make it your own. Take a moment to soak it all in. Your once ordinary room now boasts a stunning accent wall that reflects your personality and style. Doesn't it feel amazing to have accomplished this transformation with your own 2 hands? Now it's time to style your new focal point. Arrange your furniture to highlight the accent wall and create a cozy and inviting atmosphere. Add some decorative accents like artwork, mirrors, or wall sconces to enhance the visual interest. Don't be afraid to experiment and have fun with it. An accent wall is more than just a coat of paint. It's a statement about you and your unique style. Let it be a source of pride and joy every time you step into the room. Even with the best planning and execution, sometimes those little DIY hiccups happen. But don't worry, most of them can be easily fixed. Here are a few common accent wall issues and how to tackle them. Paint bleed. If you notice paint bleeding under the painter's tape, it could be because the tape wasn't applied firmly enough or the paint was overly watery. Try using a higher quality painter's tape and make sure to press it down firmly along the edges. Uneven paint coverage. This can happen if you don't apply enough paint or if your roller isn't evenly loaded. Make sure to roll back over each section a few times to ensure good coverage. And don't be afraid to apply a second coat if needed. Bubbles or blisters in the paint. This usually happens when the paint dries too quickly or if there's moisture trapped beneath the surface. Make sure your wall is clean and dry before painting, and avoid painting in direct sunlight or high humidity. Remember, mistakes happen to the best of us. The important thing is to learn from them and not be afraid to ask for help when needed. Creating an accent wall is more than just a home improvement project. It's an act of self-expression and a testament to the power of DIY. It's about taking a blank canvas and transforming it into something beautiful and unique, all with your own 2 hands. Remember, there's no right or wrong way to create an accent wall. It's all about letting your creativity shine through and making your home a reflection of your personal style. So go ahead, embrace the joy of DIY, and watch as your vision comes to life. Happy painting!